In the rolling hills of a peaceful countryside, there lived a flock of sheep, tended by a kind and gentle shepherd. He was no ordinary shepherd. His love for his sheep was boundless, his care unwavering. Among his flock was a little lamb named Lila. Lila was not like the others. Where her brothers and sisters stayed close to the shepherd, Lila was curious, her bright eyes always seeking the next hill, the next meadow, the next adventure. One day, as the flock grazed near a babbling brook, Lila wandered off, lured by the scent of wildflowers in the wind. She bounded joyfully through the grass, the world around her full of wonder. The shepherd saw her, as he always did. He called her name softly, Lila. His voice carried over the hills like a melody. Lila paused and looked back, her ears twitching. But the meadow ahead seemed so much more enticing than the safety of the flock. She took one step, then another, until the shepherd's voice faded behind her. He watched her go, his eyes filled not with anger, but with sadness and love. As the sun began to set, the warm golden light gave way to the cool blue of twilight. Lila realized she was alone. The meadow, once vibrant and full of life, now felt vast and empty. Her heart began to race as unfamiliar sounds filled the air. The rustling of bushes, the distant howl of a wolf. Lila bleated for her shepherd, but her voice was swallowed by the growing darkness. Meanwhile, back at the fold, the shepherd counted his sheep. 97, 98, 99. But one was missing. Lila, he whispered. Without hesitation, he grabbed his staff and lantern and began his search. The hills were steep and the night was cold, but the shepherd pressed on. He called her name, his voice breaking the silence of the night. Lila, where are you? Through thorns and brambles, over rocks and streams, he searched tirelessly. His hands were scratched, his feet weary, but he did not stop. Far away, Lila was huddled beneath a bush, her small body trembling. The forest felt alive with shadows, each one a threat. A pair of glowing eyes appeared in the darkness. A wolf. It crept closer, its growl low and menacing. Just as the wolf prepared to pounce, a beam of light cut through the darkness. The shepherd had found her. His voice, steady and strong, echoed through the trees. "Leave her," he commanded, raising his staff. The wolf hesitated, then slunk back into the shadows. The shepherd knelt beside Lila, gently lifting her trembling body into his arms. "I've got you now," he whispered, his voice filled with relief. He wrapped her in his cloak, shielding her from the cold. The journey back was slow, but filled with peace. Lila rested in the shepherd's arms, her fears melting away. She had been lost, but now she was safe. As they approached the fold, the other sheep bleated with joy, welcoming her home. The shepherd placed Lila down gently, but his hand lingered on her head, a silent promise that he would always come for her. That night, as the flock slept under the stars, the shepherd watched over them. Lila nestled close to him, her heart full of gratitude. She realized now that the shepherd's love was not a cage, but a shelter. The shepherd spoke softly, as if to the stars themselves. "Even if one is lost, I will go after them. They are all precious to me." And so the flock slept soundly, under the watchful eye of a shepherd who would never stop seeking, never stop loving, and never stop saving. Like Lila, we all wander at times, drawn by the allure of things that take us far from the safety of God's love. But no matter how far we stray, the Good Shepherd always comes for us. He searches tirelessly, calling our name, ready to rescue us from the darkness and bring us back into his embrace. For the Son of Man came to seek and to save the lost. Luke 19:10. And so, the story of the lost lamb reminds us of a truth we must never forget. We are never too lost to be found.